Hi everybody, I am going to make vegetable soup from leftover vegetables that I had in the fridge. For example, as you know, I did the egg roll, so there was leftover cabbage and carrots and green onions and there was other stuff. But the main ingredient for me is I had some rapini I bought to serve, and I didn't prepare the rapini, but it was great. I had it for more than a week. But let me show you a little trick I use, right? So those of you who don't know rapini, it looks like this. Almost looks like broccoli. It almost looks like kale. So I kept this out there. Hi Gabby, just to show you. So the cabbage I used for the egg rolls had leftovers, so I wrapped it in this towel, put it in a plastic bag. Hi Ryan. And then I put it in the fridge, so it absorbed the moisture, so the cabbage does not go brown or get mildewy or anything. So that's what I'm doing with this. So one of the things, of course, I showed you two tricks. Always wrap your leftover vegetables, if you do not want them to spoil, in a paper towel and put them in your plastic bag. So this is rapini, our main ingredient. Now I have this big machine over here, as you can see, and that's what I did the rapini in a broth in. So I wanted it to be soft. No, but rapini is bitter. It's not a sweet vegetable. It's not very sweet. So I had some potatoes. I got all my ingredients ready, and you notice everything I'm going to use is going left to right. So it's one way for you to work if you're left-handed than the other way. All your vegetables, all your ingredients, all what you need left to right. And as you put them in, you put them to the right. So I am going to turn on the heat, of course. No oils or anything like that yet. No, because of the type of soup it is, there's no meat. It's a vegetable soup, and I'm doing this purposely. Why? Is when you're done with it, you can save them in bowls. And what you have to do, if you want to add meat, is add your chicken, add your beef later on, and just put it in there. And that is really good to do. So that's how you prepare your vegetable soup. You do not have to add the protein right away. You add your protein a little later. Thank you everybody for coming and watching me. So this is the big thing. I turned the heat on, as I told you. So it should be nice and hot coming up, but I want to put let me see if I can do it so you can see. Yeah, so I'm pouring all of the rapini in there. So of course, you know, some is always going to be added to this little chopper in there. It's a great chopper. I'm using that pan so that you can see. Normally I would use a big pot. I can also add water to this and add it, but I'll wait. I might need more water. The best spoon in the whole wide world for doing this is an old-fashioned wooden spoon. For some reason, they look brown, they look battered, but they're so good for stirring things in a pot. The handles are longer than you get. Of course, you can always go buy a brand new one. And so that is going to go in. So I put that in first, not for any particular reason. Then I'm going to add the potatoes. So the potatoes are chopped, so left to right. So it goes over there. Then I will add the leftover carrots from the egg rolls. So that goes in there. And you know I'm an immigrant, so we scrape every last bit of everything in there. And that goes over here. And there is the cabbage from the spring roll. Nice and clean, no mildew because it was wrapped in that towel. So all of that gets put in the soup, and I'll stir it all. I'm going to add more water, and the water I'm going to add will be water from my Japanese water heater. I don't know if you can't see it from there, but I have this 5-liter water heater in the kitchen, and it's really great. It's better than a kettle because it heats the water all the time, and you have this nice hot water that you can use to put in stuff. So then look at the pile of green onions left, right? So all of that goes in there, and that is a base for any soup you want to prepare after that. And then red onion and garlic. everything is going to be cooking in here. And now I have a little bit of frozen tomatoes from the garden from this summer. I'm adding that to that. Whatever you have in that fridge of yours, you're making a vegetable soup, you make your base. I'm making sure I get all of my rapini. I don't like wasting stuff, and that is hot. And I have a little bit of stock, so it almost looks, if you look at it, you say it almost looks like it needs tons of water, but it's vegetables, and they're going to make their own water. Remember, rapini is bitter. So that is, so for example, if you want to make sure that you lose weight, or you just want to make sure that you are getting the right foods for yourself, one of the things, I'm adding some more water to some stock I have there. I'll explain to you what this stock is. This water is 194 degrees, so it's really, really boiling hot. It's great for making coffee and tea, and if you want to get your pasta water. But because I drink so much hot water, I was actually using too many kettles. Kettles would just break. So in this stock I have, for some reason, I had some beef stock, and that's what I'm stirring to add to it. So when this is all added, I'm going to cover it. I'll show you what it looks like. I will test it. There's another trick that I will add at the end just to show you, and that is ginger. The reason why we would add ginger to this is because the ginger is going to help us to digest all these vegetables, including the cabbage. Now, you can check that, especially cabbage sometimes is gassy, and ginger in anything will stop it. So this is how the broth will look when they all boil down, and it will take a little while for them to come to a boil. And while they're coming to a boil, I will let the video go, and then we'll start again. But I just wanted to share that because so many people are asking me questions. Now, I'm going to get a little bit of taste. So you see what I'm doing. I'm not tasting from the soup into my mouth. I have a bigger thing, another spoon. It's just to see what the flavor is coming up with. You know, for some reason, you cannot taste the rapini. And you're going to say, but why? Knowing that rapini is so bitter. The reason why you're not tasting the rapini is because you have the carrot, you have the cabbage, and you have some tomatoes. So that will stop the bitterness to come through, and that's what makes it even nicer. Now, if you want, when this is prepared, if you want, and you have, this is a Ninja machine, I do everything in it. If you want, you can add this back to this machine, and you can bring it liquefied, and then you have a soup that you can have with crackers, you can have with toast, and so. But this one, all these vegetables will go down. So it's starting to come to a little boil. I wanted you to see that, as you can see. So it's taking a little boil right in the middle, and that will continue like that. So I'm going to cover it, and I should be back in 15 minutes. I'll just do another live and post it because I'm wanting to do it live, having fun with it. So what do you think? Who is there with me? I think it's Ryan and Gavin. Well, yeah. So any thoughts, guys? I know Ryan has to cook dinner. I know Gavin cooks his own dinner. So what did you learn? Say in the comments what you learned, because what you learned is, for example, I have to go get the lid for this pot just to bring it to a fast boil. I'm sure you're going to say you learned about wrapping the moist vegetable in a paper towel. That is really good. Gabby said it looks good. It's tasty already. Oh, another thing you can do, I'm just moving these bowls to the sink. You have to clear. When you're a good cook, you don't leave everything in a mess. You clear as you go ahead. It's very good to train yourself for that. Always have this for your spoons so that you can move them whenever you want. And of course this will go into the sink also. I'm done with it. And then your area for cooking becomes better, it's clear. So this of course suctions onto the counter, so that's another situation to deal with later. But if you were to look at my cooking space, it's all clear. And that was because I got my vegetables ready. You took the bitterness out of the rapini. Wow, yeah. Look at it, it's coming to a rapid boil. I want you guys to see this. I have to maybe lift this. So it's coming to a rapid boil. There is something I will do also. I'm going to give it a few minutes and I'll do a little bit of letting it do that. And while it's doing this, I will show you something else you can do, because for me it doesn't really matter how I have the soup. It's a vegetable soup. It's a cold day in Toronto, really cold in Toronto today. It's actually -2, so, and it feels like -10. So it's really cold. So I took this, the bitterness comes out of all the flavors you add. No, you can add your own flavors. I didn't put curry, but you can add a little curry. I maybe will do it later. You can add a little bit of your sauces that you have that you like. All of that will help cut it down. No, there's a trick you can use with this particular dish. If in case you do this, I'm going to show you something. We blend it out. One thing you can do for sure is cook some bacon, and as you serve it, sprinkle the bacon on the top. Have nice toast and really butter the toast up. You can even spread some cheese or slice some cheese on the toast while it's hot, very thin. And it really makes a nice warm, you can actually hear the boil, right? So I'm just stirring it. So I'm going to, it doesn't require lots of cooking. I'm going to show you guys a trick that I use just for this particular soup when I do it. I am using a hand blender and to put it in, and so this is a little hand blender. I'm going to take it and bring some of the vegetables down. It's hot, it's not that cold. Well, it's cold enough. It was colder this morning. So I'm going to plug it in. I like my kitchen. The electricians listened to me. That's why I like working with males when I'm doing my cooking. This plug has to go in a different way. If not, I'll just go over there, but it works. Yeah, so this particular electrician listened to me when I said to him, I want lots of plugs in the kitchen, all over. So, guess what? I am going to blend some of it while it's hot. So, there you go. I'm holding this up. Just taking a little bit of it down. I'm not going all the way to the bottom. I'm just making sure some of the vegetables breaks up. So that's good. So you can do that. I could, for example, let it cool and do it in the Ninja machine. But instead I did it with this. Just a little bit of movement to bring it down. Let me see if I have it. I can put it on high. It is now. And just let it take that. So now, so I don't want it to be quite liquidy. I want to have some vegetables in there. So this is it. So I put that in the sink and plug this. Put it over there. This gets washed. The other part does not get washed. And here we go. So, as you can hear it, I am going to let it simmer. And when it's simmered, it will be ready to go. It's not that cold, it's cold enough. So, as I said, cook some bacon, put some chicken, and serve it. It's really a nice soup and it's good, especially if you have been eating lots of carbs lately. It will help you digest, it will help your stomach release itself. You want to hear that, right? So you see, if you notice something, everything to cook is in this area. So I don't think it needs any more flavor. And I'm going to make sure I get a little bit of that in there. Try it in my trying spoon. It's good, it's quite tasty. Oh, by the way, if you want and you have shrimp, you can have shrimp in here, oysters in there, everything. So now I'm going to turn it down and let it simmer. And hello Stacy, because I'm going to turn it down and let it simmer, I am going to add a little bit of olive oil in there. So it is boiling away and it is a vegetable soup. The only thing you have to add to it if you want is to serve it in a bowl. That's it. You can add the liquid and you can serve it, and you can put chicken with it, shrimps with it, oysters, you just pour them on top. You can do some bacon and you can crunch the bacon on top of it. But on a cold winter day, it is so versatile. You do not even have to do much to it. And that's what I like about it. When I say getting ready for a long weekend, competing with family and connecting with family and friends. That's nice, right? Yeah, because we have family day this weekend. Okay, guys, I'm going to let this thing do its thing. I'm going to lower it, cover it. I'm adding some olive oil. Everything in this kitchen for cooking is in this semicircle here. Just to show you guys, because sometimes people ask questions and I can't always answer. So these are the spices I might use the most. And these are some of the spices. So I have this thing here just for spices. And it's right on the right hand side. So I can apply. So spices are there. Serving dishes are here. Everything to serve is here. There's no, the glasses are on the other side and top. So from the sink to the pantry, it is just all, it's all doing that thing. So this is the pantry over here. So, and then you just put it out and everything can have it. And of course, this is the liquor cabinet up there. If you want to add a little wine to this, you can add a little gin to it. Can't wait for the morning blessings. Thanks, Ryan. Don't you want to say you can't wait for the soup? So I'm going to add some olive oil to this and let it simmer. So nice dab of olive oil. Just when you turn the heat, olive oil is not for frying and it does not respond well to heat. It burns really fast. So what do you guys think? Everybody that was watching, what do you think? Let me see who Ozim is here. Yeah, Ozim, I'm making Indian vegetable soup, no meat. So it's called Dame, although my nephew said it's not. So this is what it's like, and it's simmering. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. I'm going to turn it down some more, like to about 2. And of course you know that anything you cook with liquid, a soup, anything like that, they taste better the next day. Remember that. So it's going to do its thing now. I leave it alone. I didn't have to add any more flavors to it because I added the flavors to the broth, and that makes it tasty. So what did you think? Nobody has told me. Brian said, wow, you got the bitterness out of the rapini. Yes, I did, because of these different flavors you add, right? The carrot cuts it down, the cabbage cuts it down, the potato, okay. Here is the trick. Do you know, if you prepare a meal and it is salty, let's say you did chicken and you're doing a stew or something and it is salty, and all you need to do is peel some potatoes, like white potatoes, cut them in quarters, and dump them in that pot. They will absorb the salt. So you can put potato in anything that's salty that you want to change. So I'm just watching. Oh, that looks delicious. I can't wait to have a nice big bowl of it later this afternoon. It's just, and you know, it's vegetables. The preparation is longer than than the cooking process. Yeah, so you can do that. Let me see, maybe we can have a mini morning blessings now. No, we're not going to do that. I do things later. We will do it on Monday. No blessings. You're fine. You're amazing, beautiful, and you're spectacular. So you don't need anything. Can't wait. I agree. I can't wait for it either. But no, it's cooking fun, having soup. So what did Stacy say? We have snow. We have snow. Soup songs delicious. We had snow yesterday. It was an intense storm, but it wasn't very long. A few hours, but it was a lot of snow. And so Stacy said to Ryan, ha ha ha. Soup, yes, vegetable soup, no meat. So the vegans can have it. I will save some for Tarun. I think it was his birthday this week, and he's going to come over. And he loves soup like. Oh, by the way, another thing you can add to that soup, I will remember, if you want, you can grate some cheese on it. And the cheese will make a coating. Another thing I could have done, if I wanted to add protein, I could crack a couple eggs in there and cut them up as you just, and that you will have the eggs in there. See? It's unending, the things you can do with a vegetable soup. So have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming, people. I'm so glad I had a few of you here today. I will show just a short video of when I'm serving it to myself. Having a protein bowl, it's amazing. And so, hi Nefasa, I just made vegetable soup for your son and his friends. So I just finished, and this is what it looks like. It looks like this. So I'll see you guys later. It's done. I'm letting it simmer, so it has a little bit of heat, just enough heat to make it get tasty. And I will start the morning blessings on Monday morning. My son left to go back home, and you know when your kids are around, you have to spend time with them. I hope I will have a great weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun, just relaxing, and I don't have to cook. I have the soup. You can add meat to it, fish to it, cheese to it. It has no protein in there. You can add eggs and just crack the eggs in it while it's hot and chop, 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 and you have it. So leftovers from the kitchen. I did the egg rolls. I had leftover cabbage, and I gave you guys a trick. Wrap all your leftover vegetables in paper towels, and then put it in the plastic bags. You won't get any mildew. They won't fade. That's what I did with the rapini, the carrot, the cabbage, and the green onions, and they won't go wimpy. And then you use them. So have a wonderful afternoon. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. So who is still here with me? Let me see who is still here with me. Stacy, Azim, Nefasa, Ryan, and my nephew still there, or he ran away? Oh no, he's there. Thank you, wonderful humans. See you later. Bye-bye.